Hey YouTubers, this is Captain593 and today I'm playing Predecessor, which is a third-person MOBA. I will be playing as the carry Murdock, who really likes to set traps and control the battlefield. He also has a sniper rifle that can help snipe off some enemies at low health, so I'll land a few of those, and we'll also get a few traps set out as well. Decker is my support here, and she will mainly be focused on enabling some plays using cages, as well as hitting her ball off to stun the enemy. We are joined by Richter as well as Drongo in the duo lane. And Richter will land a few hooks, but overall you'll see him make a few misplays that enables him to get killed rather easily. So now we're just laning, making sure to get some last hits in. I set down one of my traps, hoping that either Drongo or Richter falls into it. Richter ends up doing that, and Decker gets in a ball stun, trying to get this kill. And we do, because Richter forgot that he had a blink. He might have just been the heat of the moment, but that's okay. Crunch ends up getting a kill on Faye in the jungle, so that's great. We take this time to get the gold buff. At this point, I just want to retreat back to base so I can get higher in my damage and strength. As you can see, Richter kind of just goes back and overextends, and he blinks this time, and Drongo does too, so they both escape. We're just landing a few more last hits, nothing too crazy. I put up a ward, and Richter actually gets a hook on me, but sucks for him because that brought me closer to him, and we get the kill there. Drongo is also out of position, so we get that kill as well. Unfortunately, my trap did not catch Drongo, but it's not the end of the world. I'm kind of low health, but we take this opportunity to attack Fangtooth and we get the kill. It's important killing Fangtooth because eventually we'll get a minor stats buff. So now Richter comes out of nowhere like the boogeyman, and we thankfully can retreat even though we're low health. He gets rooted, but we can stave him off, and now we're just laning a little more. Chimera is somewhere nearby, but we're not going to worry about him too much. At this point, Richter's under the tower, he gets out of position. And unfortunately, I cannot land the killing blow here, so he resets. We just lane a little more, and looks like Crunch is going to get a few jungle kills, so that's great. Chimera died from the tower, which is kind of funny as well, but that's good for us. So here we get a gank thanks to Crunch. Looks like we're going for Drongo at first, but Richter is body blocking. So still trying to get something here, and it looks like they kind of just run away. Chimera comes out of nowhere, so we retreat, which is fine. Just he gets a few hits on us, but I managed to land under tower, and everyone's kind of okay. Rick again overextends, and Decker got a stun. However, I wasn't far up ahead enough. Perhaps if I was, then we would have gotten that kill as well. Here, Gideon comes in from mid, and we proceed with the team fight. I'm a little far back, which is okay because I can safely attack Chimera without him knowing. Drongo is a low health here, however, I don't have enough mana for my ultimate, so that is unfortunate. Perhaps saving some of my abilities for that would have been helpful. As you can see, Crunch is continuing to land some attacks on the enemy, and we go for Fangtooth. So here's the second buff we received. It is 8% movement speed out of combat. Not too bad. The third buff is where it really matters, in which we get increased stats. Here, Richter's kind of out of place. Decker lands a clutch stun and cage. There's just so many debuffs going on, and we end up getting the kill on Richter. Drongo is too far forward, but he, again, is evasive, so he escapes. At this point, Chimera comes in from behind. I try to weave around my traps, however, Chimera does as well, so he escapes. Not the end of the world. We can get the tower down a little bit. And Richter is attempting to defend. He does get a hook on me, but Decker also stuns him, which saves me. At this point, we kind of just play a little more laning, and Crunch continues to get his kills. Jungler was really good this game. More laning, and then eventually get to the gold buff. I am pretty strong at this point, and looks like we want to do another gank on poor Richter. He is kind of out of luck at this point, and it looks like Crunch also wants to fight Drongo. And I want to make sure that Drongo dies, so I take off the snipe. Potentially it was unnecessary, but better safe than sorry. So I just reset, get stronger, and honestly, by killing Drongo, it gave me more gold, which enabled me to have a legendary item. Here we have another fight with Richter. You know, what's new? Richter out of position. It's a story as old as time. So we get the kill on Richter. Crunch wants to keep fighting. Drongo comes out of nowhere, but he can again evade and retreat from the team fight. At this point, I kind of just want to go away from the team fight, and I missed my snipe, unfortunately. Let's pretend that didn't happen. The team's still fighting, and I'm trying to lane. So I guess a bit of miscommunication. Potentially I could have continued fighting, but I'd rather play safer. Notice that the enemy is fighting Fangtooth. So I'm strong, though. I can kind of 1v1 Richter. Gideon comes from mid and slaps up Fangtooth, going for an ultimate. Got cancelled. However, second time worked. Got Richter out of the way. And then just mop up from there. Faye has an annoying ultimate where she pulls everyone in. It wasn't the end of the world, though. We end up getting this kill. Decker with a nice ball. So we take this opportunity to go down left lane. Unfortunately, Decker was on the other side of the tower, so I'm trying to get her back to the other side. However, Richter just puts everything he just throws his entire grocery list on me. So that wasn't too great, but we're still up by a fair margin, so it's not the end of the world. 22-5. Looks like more team fights are going down. Get this Chimera kill, which is nice. And at this point, we continue the team fights. That is generally what happens mid-game. Faye does not notice me. She gets bullied. And Richter actually hooks me here, throws his dirty clothes at me. And Sevarog makes a misplay here. He actually bats me out of the park away from the team fight. I was low health. They probably could have killed me, but Sevarog made sure that I wasn't dead. I was considering going for a snipe here on Richter, but I just wasn't sure if I had enough damage in me. So now I'm just retreating to the gold buff, and potentially I could have gone straight to base, but I choose not to. Decker gets a nice cage here. Richter is getting low. So I use this opportunity to get off a snipe. So I guess it might have been worth it to save my ultimate for that moment as opposed to risking it earlier on. Unfortunately, Decker gets killed by Drongo there. However, we do get a kill on Faye. Drongo escapes. I get the tower down a little bit lower. However, more of their team showed up, so I guess this is a good time to go for Fangtooth. Now that we have our fourth buff, we are fairly strong. They don't have any Fangtooth kills. I get the river buff here and melt Faye. She will probably remember that. We go down mid, get the tower, get the inhib as well. 2 inhibs down. Richter gets melted. Not much to say there. Drongo, he tries to escape, but it's not enough. So he gets melted as well. I'm going for the core. Potentially this wasn't the right play at this point because Faye got her revenge, but it's okay. We are so far up ahead, and they have 0 inhibitors that whatever works, whatever happens. We go for Prime at this point to really cinch the deal, and I actually wanted to try with my snipe to see how much damage it would do to Drongo, who's AFK. It did 670 damage. Not too bad. Decker actually hit a large ball right there. Very massive ball. That did another quarter of his health, or a third. And then we get the kill and the win. So, hope you guys enjoyed. That's the game. Let me know if you liked it, and have a great day.